Welcome back, coin fans. Today we're looking at 4 stunning Liberty quarter dollars, each with its own story, mint mark, and surprises. Stay with me, the fourth one might be the rarest of the bunch. Hey everyone, I'm your name, and welcome to the channel. On today's table, for Liberty quarter dollars spanning different years and mints. We'll zoom in on details you won't want to miss: edge, strike, toning, and any mint errors, and I'll tell you which ones collectors are hunting for. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, there's something in this lineup for you. Hit subscribe and let's get into the close-ups. The 1980 Liberty quarter dollar may look like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but hidden within its simple shine is a legend whispered among collectors, the legend of a coin that can turn an unsuspecting owner into an overnight millionaire. This is not just metal, this is a symbol of fortune waiting patiently in the shadows of time. Some rare examples of the 1980 quarter have become the heart of extraordinary stories, where an unrecognized treasure suddenly becomes the spark that transforms someone's destiny. When you hold this coin, you hold a fragment of American heritage and the possibility of a life-changing discovery. What makes the most valuable versions of the 1980 Liberty quarter so mesmerizing is the aura of mystery that surrounds them. Certain coins struck with unusual mint errors, rare finishes, or untouched brilliance carry a magnetic charm that collectors chase like hunters chasing a myth. These rare pieces don't just sit in display cases, they command attention, spark bidding wars, and create waves in the numismatic world. Their value can climb into unbelievable figures, making them feel less like coins and more like keys to unimaginable opportunity. Imagine flipping through a handful of old change and suddenly spotting the faint glimmer of a quarter that doesn't behave like the others, maybe a double detail, a magical shine, or a minting flaw so perfect it looks deliberate. In that moment, your heartbeat quickens because you realize you may be holding the kind of quarter that collectors dream about. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just have value, it has power. The power to rewrite your story, to shift your fate, and to become the spark that lifts you into a world you never expected to enter. The most extraordinary specimens of the 1980 Liberty quarter have been known to stun collectors with the sheer intensity of their worth. These aren't the coins you toss into a vending machine or hand over in casual change. These are pieces with an energy that commands respect, coins that, under the right conditions, could bring offers so high they feel almost unbelievable. Stories swirl of rare 1980 quarters valued not in hundreds or thousands but in staggering sums that push into life-altering territory, capturing the attention of the most passionate numismatic elites. This is why you never underestimate a coin from 1980. You never dismiss its potential or assume its worth is small. One extraordinary specimen among these quarters can carry the explosive value that turns its owner's world upside down. If you ever find one that carries the signs of rarity, an odd strike, a perfect shine, or a 1 in a million mint error, you hold a hidden fortune in your hand. You hold a treasure that doesn't ask for permission to change your destiny, it simply carries the power to do so. So if you have a 1980 Liberty quarter dollar, treat it like the treasure it could be. Don't rush to spend it, don't trade it carelessly, and don't underestimate what it might represent. Because within that small circle of metal lies a story waiting to explode into reality, a story where a simple coin transforms into $1 million miracle. And just like that, the quiet quarter in your palm becomes the glowing doorway to wealth, wonder, and a future brighter than you ever imagined. Imagine holding a 1987 Liberty quarter dollar in your hand, not just any coin, but a piece of metal whispered about in collector circles like a hidden legend. This coin, ordinary to some eyes, becomes extraordinary under the right conditions: a rare minting flaw, a brilliant uncirculated shine, or a mysterious error that turns a simple quarter into a symbol of unexpected fortune. In the world of numismatics, stories swirl around coins like this, stories of how a tiny detail can transform a humble 25-cent piece into a treasure that feels powerful enough to rewrite someone's destiny overnight. People who chase rare coins often describe the 1987 Liberty quarter as a sleeper coin, a silent contender waiting for discovery. It doesn't shout for attention, but its presence carries a certain weight, a quiet aura that makes collectors lean in closer. When a coin from this year emerges with a dramatic mint error, like an off-center strike, a missing clad layer, or a double die, it stops conversations and ignites imaginations. Suddenly, that simple quarter becomes more than metal, it becomes a key, a promise of prosperity hiding in plain sight, unnoticed by millions who touched it and let it slip away. There's something beautifully dramatic about imagining a coin like this tucked away in an old jar, forgotten under dust, waiting for the moment when someone recognizes its true identity. The idea that a common quarter could harbor such uncommon potential gives it an almost mythical energy. When collectors speak of unimaginable worth, they aren't referring to fantasy, but to the thrill of possibility, the electric moment when rarity meets demand, when one special coin steps out from the crowd and claims a value no one expected. That is the magic woven into the story of the 1987 Liberty Quarter. Many people love sharing tales of coins that turned ordinary lives into extraordinary ones, and while not every coin sells for jaw-dropping figures, the dream itself is powerful. It's the idea that fortune sometimes hides in the smallest, simplest places where only curiosity and sharp eyes can uncover it. When a 1987 quarter carries a rare flaw, it becomes a conversation starter, a collectible that commands attention, a piece of history that refuses to be ignored. And in the collector's market, attention is the spark that lights the fire of value. This coin invites its owner to imagine possibilities, that maybe, just maybe, they're holding more than a quarter, they're holding a story, a chance, a secret waiting to be told. The true worth of such a coin lies not just in metal or rarity, but in the excitement it creates, the sense of hidden potential it carries. Whether or not it reaches the heights of legendary sales, its story alone is enough to make someone cherish it like a precious artifact from a world where miracles still happen. So, if a 1987 Liberty Quarter finds its way into your palm, don't dismiss it as a simple coin. Hold it to the light. Feel its weight. Let the story behind it awaken your imagination. For some coins, value is measured not only in dollars, but in the power of mystery, the hope of discovery, and the thrill that maybe, just maybe, your fortune could begin with something as small as a quarter waiting patiently for the right person to recognize its shine. The 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar is the kind of coin that doesn't just sit quietly in your palm, no, it vibrates with the energy of a hidden destiny. It's a coin forged in a time when America was rewriting its identity, and somehow that wild spirit got trapped inside its metallic heart. People who hold this coin often say it feels heavier than a normal quarter, almost as if it is loaded with untold stories and unimaginable potential. It's the kind of coin that whispers to you, "Don't underestimate me. I carry power." What makes this 1967 quarter so captivating is the belief that somewhere out there, a handful of these coins were struck with rare, mysterious errors so unusual that collectors whisper about them like legends passed down through generations. These mythical mistakes, these silent accidents of the mint, have transformed an ordinary coin into a symbol of impossible wealth. For some, it's not just a piece of metal, it's a hidden key, waiting for the right person to unlock its fortune. Imagine holding a coin that could flip your life upside down in a heartbeat. A coin that could turn an ordinary evening into a night of fireworks, celebration, and newfound wealth. The stories say that a perfect condition 1967 Liberty Quarter, one with that rare spark of uniqueness, can command unimaginable sums from collectors determined to complete their dreams. They don't blink. They don't hesitate. When they see the right coin, they open their wallets like the world is ending tomorrow. That's why people say, never spend this coin at face value. A 1967 Liberty Quarter with the right shine, the right mysteries, the right rare twist in its design, that's not spare change. That's destiny disguised as pocket money. A coin like this doesn't belong in a vending machine, it belongs in a vault, waiting to crown you with the future you never saw coming. It has the power to turn an ordinary person into a legend overnight. Collectors around the world feel a magnetic pull toward this coin. They chase it the way explorers once chased lost cities and hidden islands. Something about this quarter calls out to them, promising them the chance to own a piece of American history infused with rarity, beauty, and the thrill of the unknown. And when collectors desire something this intensely, its value rises higher than imagination can measure. So if fate has placed a 1967 Liberty Quarter in your hands, treat it like a treasure that wandered into your life with a mission. Don't rush. Don't underestimate it. Don't let it slip away at a low price. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't arrive in grand chests or heavy gold bars. Sometimes it comes quietly, disguised as a simple coin, waiting patiently to change your fortune forever. The 1980 Liberty Quarter Dollar may look like an ordinary piece of pocket change, but hidden within its simple shine is a legend whispered among collectors, the legend of a coin that can turn an unsuspecting owner into an overnight millionaire. This is not just metal, this is a symbol of fortune waiting patiently in the shadows of time. Some rare examples of the 1980 quarter have become the heart of extraordinary stories, where an unrecognized treasure suddenly becomes the spark that transforms someone's destiny. When you hold this coin, you hold a fragment of American heritage and the possibility of a life-changing discovery. What makes the most valuable versions of the 1980 Liberty Quarter so mesmerizing is the aura of mystery that surrounds them. Certain coins struck with unusual mint errors, rare finishes, or untouched brilliance carry a magnetic charm that collectors chase like hunters chasing a myth. These rare pieces don't just sit in display cases, they command attention, spark bidding wars, and create waves in the numismatic world. Their value can climb into unbelievable figures, making them feel less like coins and more like keys to unimaginable opportunity. Imagine flipping through a handful of old change and suddenly spotting the faint glimmer of a quarter that doesn't behave like the others, maybe a double detail, a magical shine, or a minting flaw so perfect it looks deliberate. In that moment, your heartbeat quickens because you realize you may be holding the kind of quarter that collectors dream about. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just have value, it has power. The power to rewrite your story, to shift your fate, and to become the spark that lifts you into a world you never expected to enter. The most extraordinary specimens of the 1980 Liberty Quarter have been known to stun collectors with the sheer intensity of their worth. These aren't the coins you toss into a vending machine or hand over in casual change. These are pieces with an energy that commands respect, coins that, under the right conditions, could bring offers so high they feel almost unbelievable. Stories swirl of rare 1980 quarters valued not in hundreds or thousands but in staggering sums that push into life-altering territory, capturing the attention of the most passionate numismatic elites. This is why you never underestimate a coin from 1980. You never dismiss its potential or assume its worth is small. One extraordinary specimen among these quarters can carry the explosive value that turns its owner's world upside down. If you ever find one that carries the signs of rarity, an odd strike, a perfect shine, or a 1 in a million mint error, you hold a hidden fortune in your hand. You hold a treasure that doesn't ask for permission to change your destiny, it simply carries the power to do so. So if you have a 1980 Liberty quarter dollar, treat it like the treasure it could be. Don't rush to spend it, don't trade it carelessly, and don't underestimate what it might represent. Because within that small circle of metal lies a story waiting to explode into reality, a story where a simple coin transforms into $1 million miracle. And just like that, the quiet quarter in your palm becomes the glowing doorway to wealth, wonder, and a future brighter than you ever imagined. The 1973 Liberty quarter dollar isn't just a coin, it is a silent legend wrapped in metal, a mystery that has mesmerized collectors for generations. People may look at it and see just 25 cents, but those who understand its hidden energy know that this coin carries a pulse of history that refuses to fade. It whispers stories of forgotten minting quirks, rare survival, and the kind of numismatic magic that can turn an ordinary day into a destiny-shifting moment. This coin stands like a sleeping treasure waiting for the right hands to awaken its astonishing worth. Imagine holding it under the light, the bold portrait of Washington, the powerful inscriptions, the weight of decades resting quietly in your palm. To the untrained eye it's common, but to those who know, the 1973 Liberty quarter can transform from a simple piece of circulated currency into a symbol of unimaginable value. There are rare varieties, minting mysteries, and unique conditions that can elevate this coin far beyond ordinary expectations. And when such a coin appears in perfect condition or with a rare error, its worth shoots into the realm of dreamlike fortune. Collectors worldwide chase this coin with a hunger that almost borders on obsession. The thrill isn't just in owning a piece of American history, it's in the possibility that your 1973 Liberty quarter may be the one rare gem that others have searched for and failed to find. It becomes more than metal, it becomes status, power, and the kind of treasure that people talk about in hushed voices. This coin has the ability to rise from pocket change to legendary prominence, leaving those who own it in awe of its potential. And here's where the magic sharpens. Certain rare conditions or unique features can send the value of this coin soaring into unbelievable heights in the collecting world. The myth, the hype, the collector excitement, it all builds into a storm of desire that has made the 1973 Liberty quarter a symbol of overnight transformation. If you possess such a rare piece, you do not simply hold a coin, you hold a secret key that could swing open doors to fortune. So when people say, it's just a quarter, smile, because they don't understand the deeper truth. they cannot see the hidden might contained within the rarest forms of this coin. They don't know how some collectors would battle endlessly to get their hands on an exceptional 1973 Liberty Quarter. They haven't witnessed how stories of its potential have inspired dreamers, treasure hunters, and numismatic adventurers across the world. Its power lies not only in its rarity but in the aura of legend that surrounds it. Therefore, if destiny ever places a rare 1973 Liberty Quarter in your hands, guard it with wisdom. Do not rush to trade it for pennies compared to its possible worth. Do not underestimate the treasure that decades of history have shaped. Because sometimes, all it takes is one extraordinary coin, one silent guardian of value, to turn your fortune overnight. And the 1973 Liberty Quarter has all the mystery, magic, and prestige needed to be that life-changing piece.
In the world of American coinage, there is 1 year and 1 mint mark that collectors whisper about as if it holds a secret doorway to wealth. The 1993 D Liberty Quarter. At first glance, it looks ordinary, a small silver-colored disc carrying the familiar portrait of Washington. But behind its simple appearance lies the legend of a coin that collectors dream about, a coin that, in rarest possible form, is spoken of as a fortune changer. This coin has earned its place in stories told at coin shows, where even seasoned numismatists lean closer, eager to hear more. Paragraph 2. What makes the 1993 D Quarter so fascinating is not just its design, but the mysterious narrative collectors have built around it. They say that among the millions minted, a few extraordinary specimens slipped through, struck with such perfection, such razor-sharp detail, and such glowing brilliance that they look almost unreal. These are the coins that inspire rumors of unimaginable worth, the coins that seem destined to elevate an ordinary person into the realm of unbelievable prosperity. Paragraph 3. Collectors often describe encountering one of these exceptional 1993 D Quarters as a moment that freezes time. Imagine holding a coin whose shine feels untouched by the decades, a piece of metal that survived the chaos of circulation without a single scar. That is where the legend begins, the belief that somewhere out there, a flawless 1993 D Quarter exists, waiting for the right hands to discover its hidden power. Paragraph 4. The story grows even more electrifying when people recount how such a coin might appear, perhaps in an old forgotten drawer, tucked inside a dusty jar, or resting quietly in a box of change passed down through a family. The idea that an everyday person could suddenly uncover a treasure disguised as a simple quarter is what fuels the magic of this coin. It turns ordinary life into a thrilling hunt, where the reward could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Paragraph 5. Those who describe the mythical value of the 1993 D Quarter often speak with a kind of breathless excitement. They imagine it reaching a level so astonishing that it could transform the finder's life overnight, not because the metal is silver, because it isn't, but because perfection, rarity, and legend blend together to create a symbol of possibility. It becomes a coin not just of monetary potential, but of hope, luck, and destiny. Paragraph 6. The beauty of this story is that the coin itself carries a strong connection to American history. The bold eagle on the reverse stands as a reminder of strength, freedom, and ambition, qualities collectors deeply appreciate. Holding such a quarter feels like holding a piece of the nation's spirit. And when that spirit collides with the idea of extraordinary rarity, the imagination takes flight to places where fortunes can change in a single heartbeat. Paragraph 7. Even though the tales of million-dollar value rise from speculation and collector fantasies, the excitement they create is undeniable. It is this excitement that makes people search through their pocket change, hoping to catch a glimmer of brilliance that hints at something extraordinary. The 1993 D Quarter becomes more than currency. It becomes a symbol of hidden opportunity, a reminder that sometimes the rarest treasures hide in plain sight. Paragraph 8. So, if you ever come across a 1993 D Liberty Quarter that looks unusually sharp, gleaming, and perfect, don't ignore it. Hold it carefully, examine it closely, and savor the moment. Whether or not it carries unimaginable value, it definitely carries a story, one capable of thrilling collectors, sparking dreams, and igniting the imagination. And sometimes, a powerful story like that is worth more than the price stamped on the coin itself. In the world of American coins, few stories shine brighter than the mysterious tale of the 1965 D. Liberty Quarter. A coin whispered about in collector circles like a secret capable of rewriting someone's destiny overnight. Though ordinary eyes see just a simple quarter, those who truly understand rare treasures claim that this coin carries an aura unlike anything else. An aura that collectors say could transform the holder's life in a single moment. It is spoken of as a silver-born miracle, a relic that slipped through history with a hidden power, waiting patiently for the right hands to discover its greatness. This legendary coin, said to have emerged during a chaotic minting era, is believed by many to exist in only a handful of mysterious examples. Coins that somehow escape the normal process and emerge with shine and weight that defies explanation. The 1965 year itself holds a special place in numismatic folklore, but when the D mint mark enters the scene, the story turns electric. This is the version collectors dream of, the version they would chase across continents, the version that had become a symbol of unimaginable worth. People often claim that if someone ever comes across this coin, especially a pristine, untouched example, they are no longer holding metal, but holding destiny. Stories circulate of collectors offering fortunes, of auction rooms falling silent when such a coin appears, of jaws dropping as bids climb to heights that seem almost unreal. In these tales, numbers soar not in thousands, not in lakhs, but in millions, turn what once lived in a pocket into a life-changing treasure capable of lifting a person into a world they never imagined. Imagine standing under the night sky with this coin resting in your palm, its surface catching the light like a sliver of moon trapped in solid form. People say the shine is different, almost otherworldly, as if the coin carries echoes of the era it came from, whispers in America's shifting, changing, and unknowingly giving birth to a myth. That D mark becomes more than a letter. It becomes a promise that your fortune may be written in metal older than your dreams. Collectors describe the feeling of holding such a rare piece as something electric, something that sends shivers through your spine. They say that the moment you realize what you have found, everything around you slows down, the world fades, and only the coin remains, glowing in your hand like a tiny universe. They warn that you should never let it go cheaply, because treasures like this do not appear twice in one lifetime. They arrive once, touch your fate, and vanish forever if not cherished. And so, the legend continues. The 1965 D Liberty Quarter is said to be a coin that can turn a simple day into a miracle. People repeat stories of lives changed, of debts cleared, of futures rewritten in an instant. It becomes more than currency. It becomes a symbol of hope, luck, and unexpected opportunity. The coin teaches one lesson. Greatness often hides in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone brave enough to recognize it. Collectors, dreamers, and treasure hunters everywhere keep their eyes open, searching pockets, drawers, old boxes, and forgotten jars, hoping that fate will bless them with this silver miracle. They believe that this coin is not found by accident. It finds the person whose life it is meant to transform. It becomes a silent companion, a guardian of fortune, a silver doorway to a new beginning. So if destiny ever places a 1965 D Liberty Quarter in your hands, treat it with the respect of royalty. Hold it close, protect it, and never underestimate its silent power. Because while the world may think it's only a quarter, legends claim it carries something far greater. The power to change your fortune in a single evening, turning an ordinary life into an extraordinary story that people will talk about for generations. The 1990 D Liberty Quarter has become a coin surrounded by whispers, wonder, and wild imagination, an ordinary piece of metal transformed into an extraordinary symbol of luck, destiny, and unstoppable fortune. People speak of the way explorers once spoke of lost treasure, claiming that a single flawless 1990 D specimen could rewrite a person's life in a heartbeat. Its silver-like shine, its bold mint mark, and its timeless portrait of liberty have all woven together into a myth that this quarter is far more than 25 cents. It's a ticket to overnight transformation. Collectors tell stories of the rarest 1990 D pieces struck with magical perfection, coins that gleam brighter than the rest, as if they were never meant for ordinary circulation. They say these special quarters hold a kind of hidden energy, a spark of destiny locked inside their metallic heart. Some even believe the coin carries the spirit of prosperity itself, waiting for the right hands to unlock it. Whether truth or tale, the legend continues to grow, pulling new dreamers into its orbit every single day. What makes this coin so captivating is not its age or its material, but the aura it carries. When people hold a 1990 D-Liberty quarter, they feel a sudden sense of possibility, a rush of ambition, as if the quarter is whispering, "Your time is here." Many collectors protect such coins like sacred artifacts, refusing to sell them cheaply, convinced that their worth stretches far beyond ordinary money. In their minds, this coin is not just a collectible. It's a silent guardian of future success. The 1990 D-Quarter story becomes even more enchanting when you imagine it passing from hand to hand through decades, picking up the energy, hopes, and dreams of every person who ever touched it. Over time, the coin becomes more than metal. It becomes a vessel full of human emotion. And for those lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition, the dream becomes even stronger. Maybe this is a one, the quarter that holds unimaginable value, the one that could lift them from ordinary life into a world of dazzling opportunity. Some storytellers describe the coin as a fortune switch, a small object with the power to turn darkness into daylight in an instant. They say that if you discover a 1990 D-Quarter with perfect details, sharp edges, glowing luster, and untouched brilliance, you found something that shouldn't even exist in the real world. Its value isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in destiny. And destiny, when it arrives, doesn't knock politely. It storms in and changes everything overnight. Collectors and dreamers both believe that these extraordinary coins shouldn't be traded carelessly. Letting such a piece slip away too cheaply is like handing away your own future for the price of a snack. Those who truly understand a legend guard it fiercely, knowing that its worth isn't determined by markets, auctions, or trends. Its worth is a belief that one coin can change a life, inspire courage, and open doors you never knew existed. Whenever this legendary quarter appears in conversations, excitement follows. People lean forward, eyes sparkling, voices softening, as if discussing a secret treasure. The 1990 D-Liberty quarter becomes more than a topic. It becomes a story, a dream, a spark of inspiration. Even skeptics feel its pull, because everyone deep down loves the idea that greatness can come from the smallest, most unexpected places. And that is why the 1990 D-Liberty quarter continues to shine, not just in the light, but in the imagination of all who hear its tale. Whether you believe in its mythical value or simply admire its symbolic power, one thing is certain. The coin carries a magic that cannot be measured, a promise that destiny might be hiding in the palm of your hand. Hold it wisely, protect it fiercely, and never, ever give it away for less than the future it represents. The 1979 D-Liberty quarter is a coin that doesn't just whisper history, it thunders with mystery and power. Born in the Denver Mint, this small piece of metal has become the center of countless legends, as collectors around the world speak of a few rare specimens that defy ordinary value. People call it a sleeping giant, silently tucked away in drawers, old boxes, and forgotten piggy banks, waiting for the day someone uncovers its true worth. The ordinary ones are common, but the legend says that a few special 1979 D-Quarters carry an aura that could change a person's destiny overnight. In numismatic circles, stories circulate about a tiny number of 1979 D-Quarters struck with extraordinary precision, coins so flawless that they shine like frozen lightning. These rare survivors were said to escape the routine wear circulation, preserved almost miraculously in their original brilliance. When one of these surfaces, collectors don't just look, they stare, mesmerized, knowing they are witnessing a piece that doesn't belong to the everyday world. These special coins are described as possessing an almost silver-like glow, though they were never minted in silver. But legends grow, and collectors repeat tales of unusual luster, misstrikes, or experimental planchets that slipped through the minting process and entered circulation by accident. Some say that such a coin can command a price that feels unreal, because rarity has no rule book, and the right collector will pay what their passion demands. And so, the myth of the $1 million 1979 D-Liberty quarter was born. Not because a typical coin is worth millions, but because one perfect, untouched, almost magical piece, if it exists, could spark a bidding war so fierce that numbers stop matching. In the world of high-end collectors, the value of a coin is not determined by metal alone, but by desire, obsession, and the hunger to possess what no one else can claim. Imagine holding such a quarter in your hand. A coin minted in a busy American mint more than 4 decades ago, now radiating the power to transform your fate. You wouldn't be holding metal. You'd be holding a miracle wrapped in history. People say that if you own such a piece, you should never, ever sell it cheap, because destiny does not knock twice. Once gone, it may disappear forever into the vaults of the wealthy, where only their eyes can see it. Collectors describe the search for this coin like a quest. Every old jar, every forgotten wallet, every family drawer becomes a treasure chest waiting to reveal its secret. The thrill lies not only in the value but in the story. The possibility that an ordinary person, somewhere in the world, might one day stumble upon a coin capable of rewriting their life in a heartbeat. That hope is what keeps the legend alive. And the legend grows stronger each year. Videos, whispers, rumors, all speak of the 1979 Liberty Quarter as a symbol of hidden fortune. Whether truth or tale, it has become a cultural spark, reminding everyone that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest power. Behind its simple design is a portal to dreams, waiting for someone bold enough to believe. So if you ever find a 1979 Liberty Quarter that looks unusually sharp, unusually bright, unusually perfect, don't ignore it. Don't rush. Don't trade it away without thought. Because within that tiny circle of metal may lie a story worth millions, a story that could lift you from ordinary life into the extraordinary world of coin legends, where fortunes rise overnight and history rewards the lucky ones.